Even if some of us have already set up or live in our dream homes, we all have ideas and fantasies about the types of houses we wish to live in. Mobile homes are less well-known and unusual stationary dwellings. That is not an option for the rest of us. Jeff Bezos, for example, has already taken up residence in my dream home. So it was out of hate and envy. Let's take a peek at Jeff Bezos' several mansions to see whether he'll be moving out of one of them anytime soon. So, are you interested to know more about this? Keep an eye on the video. Welcome to Booming Business. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon and never miss an update. So let's take a look at the houses Jeff Bezos has been spending his billions on. Let's start with Washington, D.C. Mansion. Washington, D.C. Mansion isn't nearly as larger and sprawling as some. It's a lot more modest again. This mansion was the largest home ever sold in Washington, D.C. So maybe modest isn't the word. The mansion didn't exactly come cheap either. This 100-year-old property once upon a time was a textile mill, eventually converted into the home it is today. Bezos has purchased the property for $23 million, which as usual, included the original building and the one next to it, adding up to 34,000 square feet, 25 bathrooms, 11 bedrooms, a wine cellar, a whiskey tasting room, 3 kitchens, and to top it all off, the grand ballroom. Hey, Bezos has to find his lucky lady, and picking up a drop shoe is how he does it. No judgment in purchasing the property wasn't simply enough for Bezos. However, he wasn't done yet. He launched a $12 million renovation project that went from 2016 to 2019. This project was so massive that it required several contractors to line up their vehicles in front of the building, parking illegally, eventually racking up $16,000 worth of fines to the city. But then again, the man just dropped $35 million on a textile factory. Unsurprisingly, guests had nothing but praise to say about their mansion, with one guest describing the decor as theatrical. It's pretty clear that Bezos intends to turn this mansion into the premier party location for the upper class in Washington, and not something silly like a house to live in. New York penthouse. Are you even a multi-billionaire if you don't have a property in New York? Bezos certainly doesn't think so. Even though Amazon abandoned its plans for its headquarters in New York, that didn't stop Bezos from joining the ranks of wealthy people with deluxe apartments in the sky. In 2019, Jeff Bezos purchased his own exclusive luxury property called The Crown, which is the penthouse at 212 Fifth Avenue. The building has 48 residential condos with high ceilings and hardwood floors and an amazing view of Madison Square Park to top it off. Very impressive, but nowhere near as impressive as the Crown that sits on top of it. Bezos lives in a penthouse apartment at the top of this iconic neo-Gothic skyscraper, one of the first skyscrapers to ever grace the New York skyline. One of the more impressive things about the Crown is its sheer scale of 10,000 square feet of interior space paired with the 6,000 square feet of outdoor space. The Crown has transcended the title of penthouse from the Empire State Building to the Flatiron Building to Madison Square Park, all the way to Freedom Tower. The penthouse was originally going for $73.8 million, but Bezos has purchased it for a bargain at $60 million. The good thing wouldn't want him going broke. After that, he purchased 2 additional floors of the building to expand the penthouse, turning it into a sprawling mansion in the sky. It is today. Why? Because that's what Jeff Bezos does. Beverly Estate in California. Beverly Estate in California. This massive palatial estate isn't just fancy. It's got quite a bit of history to it as well. It was built in 1930 for Warner Brothers co-founder Jack Warner, making it almost 100 years old. Back then, the estate was a party hotspot, boasting celebrities and Hollywood heavyweights. It was even known as the Party Palace. The mansion has hosted wealthy and famous people like Jimmy Stewart, Audrey Hepburn, Howard Hughes, and even Albert Einstein was invited to the mansion. I mean, the Beverly Estate is a sprawling 9 acres compound with a breathtaking garden and a 9-hole golf course on the property, but wouldn't want to party here. Jeff Bezos purchased this property in February 2020 for an insane $165 million, which was the most expensive California property sale ever. We all know how notoriously cheap California property is. So what does this estate have to offer? If I were to guess a part of this estate that stands out the most, my money would be on the massive 13,000 square foot mansion that sits in the middle of it. If you guess the massive golf course, allow me to prove you wrong. The mansion sitting inside this estate isn't just huge. It's also elegant and built in a Georgian architectural style. It comes equipped with 8 bedrooms and 9 bathrooms, a bar fit for a multi-billionaire, a library, a huge dining room large enough to fit 14 people, a screening room, and a sunroom, because why even leave the house anymore? But since it's probably unhealthy to spend all day inside the mansion, Bezos has made sure the outside looks just as good as the inside. The estate is covered in manicured gardens and terraces and surrounded by incredibly tall hedges to ensure privacy. Even though it's not nearly as big or as expensive as the Beverly estate, it's nothing to scoff at. The property features 3 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms, and 6 fireplaces. Corn Ranch. Like many billionaires and millionaires, Jeff Bezos has adopted the rough and tough lifestyle and bought himself a ranch. But as we all know, Bezos isn't exactly like most billionaires. So he didn't just buy himself any ranch. Corn Ranch is a 165,000-acre ranch in the West Texas town of Van Horn, is bigger than every other property on this list combined. Buying this ranch predictably put Bezos back a few $1,000,000, which he promptly made back in a few months. Probably Horton Ranch isn't big for nothing either. It serves as a launch site for Blue Origin, Bezos' rocket space flight company, which has its home base in Washington and about 50 employees on the ranch. Now, these are just some of Jeff Bezos' many properties. The properties on this list alone have a combined value of over $300 million. We couldn't possibly hope to properly cover all of those properties in this video. Despite all that, his net worth still sits at a comfortable $201 billion and is steadily growing. Clearly, these houses are not holding him back. It's amazing to think how Amazon started from such humble beginnings in the garage of a house worth $281,000, and even though the property is now worth $1.49 million, base owners could purchase it using 0.001% of his net worth. No wonder they predict he's on the fast track to becoming a trillionaire. So which one of these insane mansions? That's all for today. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more exciting content.